All right, so I just wanted to welcome everybody to the panel. This is my name is Jamie, and this is the complete history of Dragon Ball Z's interaction with Cartoon Network. I had a bit of videos on here, but I think we're having a little bit of internet issues, so we might have to skip some of those. But the history is here. I have an introduction for you guys, though. A good friend of mine named Brent Busby is the audio engineer at Adult Swim Toonami and has been working with Toonami since about 2002. And I asked him to record a intro for the panel, and he told me he would. So I figure.
Hey guys, this is Brent Busby. I'm the sound designer here at Toonami, and have been since about 2003, maybe even 2002. I don't remember. It's been a long time. But most of that has been in this very room here, and so that's a lot of DBZ that's passed through here. So just wanted to welcome you guys to the panel. Hope you enjoy it. And also wanted to wish Geekdom 101 a very happy birthday. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the panel and enjoy the con.
Which today is Geekdom 101's birthday, so if you do see him, don't forget to give him like the biggest, most annoying hug you probably can. So at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z's history on Cartoon Network, it all started in 1995 in January when they aired their first event called Night of the Vampire Robots. That's when anime first started airing on Cartoon Network. They aired 3 edited anime films, Twilight of the Cockroaches, Robot Carnival, and Vampire Hunter D. That was their first time ever airing anime on Cartoon Network. Later, they decided to add G-Force. Anybody a fan of G-Force in here? Awesome. Yeah, they added G-Force, and that was the first anime series ever to air on Cartoon Network.
And now the Cartoon Network's going to give it to you. 6 hours of intense Japanese animation with Robot Carnival, Vampire Hunter D, and Twilight of the Cockroaches. It's the Cartoon Network's Night of the Vampire Robots, Saturday night at midnight on the best place for cartoons.
Cartoon Network in 1997, in March, they replaced their old afternoon action block, which was called Power Zone. I don't know if anybody remembers that. It didn't go for very long. It was very short. But they replaced that with everybody's favorite, Toonami. And it actually wasn't Tom who was the original host. They ended up borrowing a character from a show called Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and they used him as the main host of the block. His name was Multar. And when that block aired, they actually brought with it Voltron, which is a classic and inspired lots of shows to come forward from then. Now, Dragon Ball Z's time didn't come until 1998. Sailor Moon arrived at Toonami in June that year, and it's often cited as one of the reasons why the block found its audience. Dragon Ball Z didn't hit the market, though, until August 31st, but this was before Toonami. They finally aired in 1998, but it didn't get on Toonami until a little bit later. Dragon Ball Z, surprisingly, wasn't that popular before it made it on Toonami. It took a little bit of pushing, but once it finally got there, it reached its audience, and Dragon Ball Z became the thing that it is today. So I thought this would be kind of fun. I decided to do a comparison of what happened with Dragon Ball Z in a certain year, and then what happened later, or what happened that same year on Cartoon Network. So when Dragon Ball Z was first coming to Cartoon Network, what also happened that same year was Season 2 of Cow and Chicken came on that year on January 13th. Cartoon Network rebranded from its Starburst to the Powerhouse. Everybody knows that classic era. And Batman the Animated Series began airing on March 2nd of that year. Season 2 of Dexter's Lab ended on June 15th, which would be the last episode until the series eventually returned in 2001. Cartoon Theater premiered this year. That was a big introduction for the network. Season 5 of Space Ghost Coast to Coast premiered this year. Kenny and the Chimp and Dizeezy Does It, that special done by the creator of Codename Kids Next Door. It was only one short, but a lot of people like to remember that fondly. That came out this year. And the Powerpuff Girls premiered this year on November 18th. So now Dragon Ball Z in 1998 to 1999. DBZ stopped airing new episodes after the initial first 52 run, to the surprise of a lot of people online because it was very, very popular. However, in January or February of 99, Toonami aired Tree of Might, World's Strongest, and Dead Zone during their first Toonami Movies event. And then word started first coming out here and there of Toonami having the rights to air upcoming new episodes, but later in April of 1999. In May of 1999, May 24th specifically, DBZ 20XL, who remembers that classic, a week-long event in which 4 episodes of DBZ aired from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. each day, started. The event ended on May 29th by airing the first 3 Dragon Ball Z films, Dead Zone, World's Strongest, and Tree of Might.
We know you can never get enough Dragon Ball Z. Enough small time. So Toonami's here to grant your wish with a full week. 2 hours a day, 5 days in a row. Bring it on. You do the math. We just figure it's a whole lot of Dragon Ball. DBZ 20XL, starting Monday. Only Toonami.
In September of 99 that year, Toonami hosts a special event called Z-Day. Lots of cool Dragon Ball Z events going on at Toonami in 1999, featuring the long-awaited premiere of episodes 54 and 55 of DBZ. This was followed by new episodes of DBZ at 5 p.m. every weekday until November 3rd of 1999. So while all of those cool moments went on, one thing I think is cool is everybody likes to go online and look at a Z-Day promo or a DBZ 20XL promo, and they say, "Oh, I remember that." And it's cool. But what's cooler is if you remember everything that happened on Cartoon Network around the same time as those things also.
Been a while since your debut at present. The wait is over. Come and get it! September 13th, it's Z-Day, the premiere of all new episodes of Dragon Ball Z. I want another power like this one. 4 to 5, the last 2. 5 to 6, all new episodes. Now make a move! Stick around, see what happens. We're just getting warmed up.
So here, at the same time as Z-Day and we had 3 Cartoon Network originals make their debut this year. Ed, Edd n Eddy, Mike, Lou and Og, and Courage the Cowardly Dog. The 4th and final season of Cow and Chicken began airing on February 8th and ended with its final episode on July 24th. Cartoon Fridays came out this year. Season 2 of the Powerpuff Girls came out on June 25th of this year. Season 2 of Johnny Bravo came out on July 2nd of this year. Tom was introduced this year and brought with him the classic Midnight Run. And Dexter's Lab, the film, The Ego Trip, aired this year on December 20th. On February 21st, the President's Day movie marathon showed the first Dragon Ball Z films, Dead Zone, World's Strongest, and Tree of Might. Who remembers that? You want to do that? It's my favorite one.
You get the day off. Watch 3 DBZ movies, part of a special Toonami marathon. Tree of Might, the world's strongest. Dead Zone, I can feel your enormous power. Monday, 4 to 7 p.m.
I actually did hear that Tree of Might, when it aired as episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3.
Along with Dead Zone. Really? Oh yeah, no. So God Junior side was episodes too, right? The God Junior side was episodes as well.
Taking up.
No.
Oh, the Garlic Jr. Saga was, but Dead Zone was still a movie. Yeah. In April of 2000, Toonami The Rising Sun, a Saturday morning block featuring various Toonami shows, is headlined by the U.S. premiere of DBZ's Garlic Jr. Saga. The episodes aired weekly until May 27th of 2000.
It was the best saga.
Right? The Rising Sun.
One fun thing I found out the other day. Does anybody here like Sum 41, the band? You know, I had no idea they were in a Dragon Ball Z movie. They were in Bardock. Yeah, in the end credits. I literally wasn't even watching the movie. I just kind of had it on the background, and then I was just listening. And I was like, "Holy shit, is that Sum 41? Like, what the hell?" Yeah, go ahead.
They always had the best taglines in those promos.
In September of 2000, another new wave of DBZ episodes with some really awesome, badass hype teaser trailers began on September 4th of 2000. Episodes aired daily until about December 29th, 2000 of the same year.
It was those Trunks promos.
They were the best ones. Now, Cartoon Network in 2000. The Moxie Show, Cartoon Network's first original cartoon, ends on January 2nd of this year. Gundam Wing began airing this year. Right? That's what I'm saying. Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy won the Big Pick. For those of you who are not sure what the Big Pick is, they had an occasional time where fans would vote on a series of shorts that they thought was the best one, and Billy and Mandy won this year to become an official Cartoon Network original show. Whatever Happened to Robot Jones was also in the running. It didn't win this year, but it was picked up a later year, in I believe 2002, to come back as a full series. To start the new year off of 2001 with a bang, New Year's Evil, a block that showed the Garlic Jr. saga in its entirety from midnight to 5 a.m. Best saga? Ryan?
Well, I think your video is in the dead zone now.
Is it? Oh, the video's in the dead zone. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Unfortunately.
You'll all die! You suffer like you've never suffered before. Garlic Jr. has returned from the dead zone. Now the earth will feel his wrath. These three warriors are our planet's last line of defense. Time to finish you off! Get ready for a Toonami special event. A Dragon Ball Z marathon. The Garlic Jr. saga. New Year's Eve at midnight. Part of New Year's Evil.
On February 14th, a special was shown on Toonami titled Valentine's Day, in which multiple shows featuring the baddest villains showcased their best episodes.
Just because I destroyed your entire family is no reason to hate me so. You have no chance! Thank you. Stop haunting me!
I need this. I've been in a bad mood all day.
Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball, airs on Toonami on August 20th, 2001, featuring the Funimation voice cast replacing the older Harmony Gold dub from the mid-90s.
You know their names. Now see the show that started it all. Earth's mightiest warriors. Only smaller. Dragon Ball. Weekdays at 5:30.
Master Roshi, get off the toilet!
I said hold on!
You're stinky.
They're so cute at that age. Only Toonami.
On September 2001, September 10th, the next new wave of Dragon Ball Z episodes began airing, ending on November 13th, 2001. Notably, the series went back to the beginning after the final episode once this wave had ended.
You've been very patient, and it's almost time. All new episodes of Dragon Ball Z, starting Monday, September 10th. Wait for it.
Reruns.
Now, Cartoon Network in 2001, we had 3 new original cartoons make their debut this year. Time Squad, Samurai Jack, and the debut of Grim and Evil. Season 3 of Courage the Cowardly Dog premiered this year in January of 19. Mike, Lou, and Og ends on May 27th of this year. June 28th, Betty Cohen, the first president and CEO of Cartoon Network, steps down. Space Ghost Coast to Coast airs its final episode on July 22nd. And on August 22nd, Jim Samples, who was the second president and CEO of Cartoon Network, began. Adult Swim came out this year in September 2nd, and Dexter's Lab returns with its third season on November 16th. A sequel to last year's New Year's Evil, a Toonami event titled A Night of New Year's Evil, premiered on January 1st at 12 a.m. In a December 2001 poll, Majin Buu was voted favorite villain by fans.
2K1 is finally over, and Toonami's gonna ring in 2K2 right, with all the wrong people. Our time is gone. All this week, log on to Toonami.com and vote for the villain you love to hate. Watch Cartoon Network, New Year's Eve, midnight. When the ball drops, it's on. 4 hours of the worst in the universe, doing what they do best. Make your New Year's evil. Let the game. Only Toonami.
Toonami's 5th year anniversary was celebrated on March 15th. Their actual anniversary being on the 17th. They started with a special airing of Blue Submarine number 6 and then ended with an event showing the Toonami crew's favorite episode of Dragon Ball Z. I've yet to find out what that episode actually was. I've asked a lot of my friends online, even my friends who work there, and they have no idea. So if anybody knows, I'll see you after.
Well, today's the day. Actually, it's tomorrow, but who's counting? 5 years old. Can you believe it? 5 years of the best anime and action cartoons on television. You're welcome. I have to apply your courage. How much of excitement! We'd like to celebrate our birthday with our favorite highlights from the past year. Show me what you got. Bring it on. I'm totally focused. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have.
Good. If they weren't, somebody would have stopped them a long time ago. You should understand this by now. Open your eyes and continue forward. This is only the beginning of history.
We deeply thank you for all your efforts to tolerate the intolerable and bear the unbearable over this past year.
There you have it. Another amazing year here at Toonami. Happy birthday to us. Thanks for watching.
The next new wave of new episodes starts on September 16th, 2002, and ends on November 19th. This is the classic fusion arc of Dragon Ball Z and the Buu Saga.
The devastation seems to be non-ending. Without a rough count, only 1/5 of the world's population remains.
Majin Buu's power is unbelievable.
Not even Goku has what it takes to deal with that.
All of our major cities are gone. The governments are mostly destroyed.
Babidi's domination of Earth seems inevitable. Buu, unstoppable.
There is hope, but if Buu finds it, he'll destroy it. It's these two.
Even Goku's gonna need some help with this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is horrible. However, we have heard unsubstantiated rumors that there may be someone left. Someone left in this world willing to fight.
Go! Yes, you're doing it. Stay with it.
What power? 39 new episodes. Dragon Ball Z. Starting Monday, September 16th at 6:30. Sometimes it's darkest just before dawn.
Who is nothing? I will bring him back, dead.
Now, Cartoon Network in 2002, we had 2 new original cartoons debut. Whatever Happened to Robot Jones, as I mentioned earlier, and Codename Kids Next Door, a favorite of mine. Courage the Cowardly Dog debuted its 3rd season on January 12th, as well as its 4th season on September 6th. The show ended on November 22nd of this year. Samurai Jack comes back with its 2nd season on March 1st and its 3rd season on October 18th. And Time Squad aired its 2nd season on March 22nd of this year. Sheep in the Big City met its end this year on April 7th. Baby Looney Tunes. Who remembers watching this before going to school? It was either this or a pup named Scooby-Doo that was on every day before school. Ed, Edd n Eddy, yeah?
I was in college at the time, but I watched it with my little sister.
Yes, it's a good show. Ed, Edd n Eddy airs its 4th season on September 27th, the day before my birthday. Grim and Evil ended on October 18th of this year. Now, Dragon Ball Z in 2003, a new 4-day event, Toonami celebration, entitled The Best of Buu, aired on March 11th and continued until March 14th. This was meant to hype up the return of the new Buu Saga episodes that were coming the week after. Episodes were chosen by the Toonami staff and aired during Dragon Ball Z's usual time slot.
I'm getting very angry with you, and for me, that's a very bad thing.
Made mad now. What do you say we get out of here?
I warned you not to make me mad!
No! It looks like Boo is really out of control.
The final wave of Dragon Ball Z episodes started on March 17th, 2003, and ended on April 7th. So that was the final Kid Buu stuff.
People of the Earth, listen carefully. The final countdown is here.
How can someone be that strong?
The survival of the Earth. And a whole new Buu to deal with. All new episodes of Dragon Ball Z, starting Monday at 5:30. I can assure you, this is not a dream. Don't even try and grab it.
DBZ Movies, a month-long Toonami special that had 4 Dragon Ball Z movies air every Friday, starting on September 5th, and continued until September 26th. So if you guys remember the classics, they had, I believe it started with Bardock.
Yeah, I think Bardock.
Yeah, it started with Bardock, and then I think it went to History of Trunks, and then I think they went all the way until movie 6, which was Return of Cooler.
What is it? An eclipse?
Not at this time of year. Namek is under siege. Cooler's army of super robots has enslaved the planet.
Goku, save them.
As a countermeasure, Dende has enlisted the help of some powerful friends. The Return of Cooler premieres Friday, September 26th at 6. Hey, the gang's all here. Why won't you die? Only Toonami.
November 7th of 2003, Dragon Ball GT makes its debut this year on November 7th. Step into the Grand Tour.
Goku's small.
Do I have to go back to school?
And there's new Dragon Balls.
The star is black?
Sounds like trouble.
Soon all life forms will be robot mutants. How can a little body like that harness such enormous power?
A show so exclusive, we can only show it once a week. Dragon Ball GT starting Friday, November 7th at 6:30. Big things get hit by small packages.
Cartoon Network in 2003. 4 new shows premiere this year. The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, separating itself from Grim and Evil. Evil Con Carne, also separating itself from Grim and Evil. Teen Titans, and Star Wars The Clone Wars. One funny thing about Evil Con Carne, if anybody knows Spanish, do you know what Evil Con Carne actually means? It means evil with meat. 3 shows ended this year. Whatever Happened to Robot Jones, Dexter's Lab, and Time Squad. Cartoon Fridays ends this year, but it is brought back in a reboot sort of fashion with Cartoon Network Fridays with Tommy and Tara, which I probably will get a lot of hate for this. I prefer the Tommy and Tara era. I don't know if that's because I grew up with that but anyway. Dragon Ball Z in 2004. Starting on March 29th, Toonami began a new block titled The Dragon Ball Chronicles, in which episodes of Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT were shown on the Toonami block in concession, right after each other.
Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT. The best episodes of all time are taking over Toonami.
Oh boy!
First, the OG Dragon Ball at 5. Then a full hour of DBZ. Yeah! Finding the coup de grace. Dragon Ball GT at 6:30. Starting Monday, March 29th at 5. One last time to blow your mind.
No matter how much a monkey evolves, it's still a monkey.
Only Toonami.
Cartoon Network in 2004. 5 new cartoons premiere. Megas XLR, Justice League Unlimited, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Atomic Betty, and Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi. On April 17th, Saturday Video Entertainment System is replaced by Toonami's switch to Saturdays. Who remembers Saturday Video Entertainment System? I think that was their attempt at trying to capture the video game audience. So obviously, Super Nintendo Entertainment System, they try to do Saturday instead. Magoozy debuts this year. Their weekly afternoon block that introduced... it introduced Code Lyoko. It introduced Totally Spies, Ben 10, I think. Cartoon Network does a rebrand this year of Cartoon Network City.
Yes.
That is my all-time favorite rebrand that it's ever gone through. Johnny Bravo, Samurai Jack, and Evil Con Carne all meet their end this year, unfortunately. Dragon Ball Z in 2005. Toonami debuts the lost episodes of Dragon Ball GT, which were the first 15 that were cut from the original broadcast, and it aired on February 5th. So that was the Black Star Dragon Ball stuff and a lot of stuff like that.
You thought it was over.
Goodbye, everyone.
You'd given up all hope. This can't be the end. Now see the series the way it was meant to be.
Destroy them all!
Let's get to it.
What else could go wrong?
Dragon Ball GT, the lost episodes, Saturday night at 10. It ain't over till we say it is. Such a happy day. Only Toonami.
I wish I could play this video because it's super nostalgic for me, but I found an old Cartoon Network schedule that showed... y'all remember the Now and Then bumpers from the City era? It actually shows GT from there, and I found an old schedule that showed that episodes aired at 10:30 p.m. on May 15th of 05.
Oh, what the?
Oh, is it going to play? Oh, my God. Yes.
Then it's Dragon Ball GT. This is Cartoon Network.
Oh, my God. Okay. Sweet. Yes. Okay.
But no, this is...
Okay. Dragon Ball Z Uncut premieres June 14th, 2005 at 10:30 p.m.
To all those devoted fans who've been waiting for their favorite Dragon Ball Z episodes to return, there's just one little problem. We've made a few small repairs. For the first time on Cartoon Network, Dragon Ball Z Uncut. 67 episodes now featuring scenes you've never seen before. The way you've never heard them before.
Let's do this!
Dragon Ball Z Uncut, starting next Tuesday at 10:30 on Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network in 2005. 5 shows make their debut this year. The Life and Times of Juniper Lee, which in my opinion is a show that gets way too much hate. Camp Lazlo, Robot Boy, My Gym Partner's a Monkey, and Ben 10. Megas XLR, a show about chicks and robots, ends this year. Very prematurely. The Powerpuff Girls ends this year. That was surprising. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends airs its 2nd season, and The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy airs its 4th season. Dragon Ball Z in 2006 to 2008. Reruns of Dragon Ball Z would air continuously on both Cartoon Network and Toonami until March 22nd, 2008. Toonami was eventually canceled on September 20th, 2008. Thomas the Tank Engine Tom, right? That's what I call him. Cartoon Network in 2006 to 2009. Squirrel Boy and Class of 3000 premiere this year in 2006. In 2007, Chowder and Out of Jimmy's Head premiere. Jim Samples resigned due to the Aqua Teen Hunger Force scandal that happened in February. If anybody doesn't know about that, apparently they tried to advertise Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but it ended up getting received as being a bomb threat. So, yeah, he had to resign. Yes. Stuart Snyder succeeds as president 3 months later. Isn't that everybody's favorite, huh? Stuart Snyder? 2008, Ben 10 Alien Force, The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, The Secret Saturdays, and Total Drama Island all debut that year. In 2009, my favorite saga, The Sea and Reel, premieres this year. I'm totally joking. Destroy, Build, Destroy, Brain Rush, and Dude, What Would Happen, and all those wacky, I'm surprised they got the okay to air this on Cartoon Network shows. The Powerpuff Girls Rule, and Ed, Edd and Eddy, The Big Picture Show. Those 2 specials aired this year also. Cartoon Network in 2010 to 2012. Adventure Time, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, Generator Rex, Regular Show, Symbionic Titan, and Robotomy all debut in 2010. Problem Solvers, The Amazing World of Gumball, and Secret Mountain Fort Awesome make their debut in 2011. In 2012, Ben 10 Omniverse, Level Up, and the Green Lantern animated series make their debut this year. Now, Dragon Ball Z in 2012. As a part of an April Fool's joke, Adult Swim brings back Toonami for one night only and airs one episode from each of its most popular shows. Due to high demand, Toonami was brought back permanently and continues to air every Saturday night on Adult Swim. On May 24th, 2014 of Dragon Ball Z, Toonami aired a rerun of the Dragon Ball Z movie Cooler's Revenge on Adult Swim's Toonami.
Frieza is dead, and the triumphant warrior Goku has returned home. But Earth isn't gonna be at peace for long.
What? My brother killed by a Saiyan? That's absurd.
Because vengeance is coming.
Plot a course for Earth.
Frieza's brother Cooler has his sights set on evening the score.
If I were you, I'd get off this planet. Trust me, you don't want any of this.
Oh, but I do say it.
And he's not just here to settle up with Goku. He's gonna wipe out the whole planet.
I'm going to turn this planet and everyone on it into dust.
Can Goku beat the most powerful being in the universe again?
No one disgraces our family and lives to tell about it.
Or is this really the end of the line?
Tell me, what should I do with this Namek?
Toonami is proud to present the Dragon Ball Z movie, Cooler's Revenge. Next Saturday night at midnight. DBZ, where it belongs.
Let's go!
Wow, now it's getting interesting.
Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
After Toonami's resurrection, Dragon Ball Z Kai premiered on November 8th on Adult Swim, which was something I was advocating for them to do for years.
Here we go!
Insolent fool. No one comes to Earth and pushes us around.
There's nothing you can do to stop me!
Earth's heroes have returned.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
And they're kicking even more ass this time.
I gave you one last chance to walk away and you blew it!
Watch Dragon Ball Z the way it was meant to be seen.
Yeah, I'm in.
Right here with us. Uncut.
Please spare me! I beg!
Die. Toonami is proud to present Dragon Ball Z Kai, starting next Saturday at midnight. Rather impressive, isn't it?
Never felt a power like this before.
Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
This ends now!
On December 20th, 2014, Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan had a rerun on Adult Swim's Toonami as part of their Month of Movies 2014 block. One funny thing to note about this promo in particular is it actually had an error to the point to where they actually had to scrap this promo and remake it. The error was the movie's called Dragon Ball Z Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan, but they titled it The Legend of Broly.
So, there's a Super Saiyan in the South Galaxy, is that right?
He's already torn up most of the South Galaxy.
Broly, the legend, and now he is free. That's the energy I was following.
The legendary Super Saiyan. He's the one. You think 3-on-1 will do any good? Do you really believe you have enough power to beat me? Are you completely insane? He's the most powerful Saiyan in all of history. I've heard stories, but I never thought he existed. This is the end. And what was that supposed to be? He'll kill us. He'll kill all of us.
DBZ, The Legend of Broly, next Saturday at midnight. Only Toonami on Adult Swim. Heard so good.
Toonami had its first DBZ Kai marathon on July 4th, 2015, titled DBZ-a-thon. This was, I believe, the Saiyan Saga stuff.
This 4th of July, Toonami celebrates the birth of our great nation. By running great shows from another one.
That kind of changes everything.
I'll show you how your might compares to that of a Saiyan! This is just awesome!
The real fireworks. 6 episodes of DBZ Kai.
Oh, this is almost too good to be true!
Followed by a grand finale of Attack on Titan.
If you're too scared to fight for your lives, fine! Let me do it!
We can do this the easy way or the hard way. It's up to you.
Now that is some serious power.
It's the 4th of July DBZ-a-thon. Next Saturday night at midnight. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of Kameha! Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
Then on December 19th, 2015, Adult Swim had its second marathon for Dragon Ball Z Kai, going through the Goku vs. Frieza fight, and I believe its entirety.
You want to see this?
Oh. Come on. Damn it!
The DBZ Kai Goku vs. Frieza Marathon. Next Saturday at midnight. Prepare to go Super Saiyan. Figure it out, Frieza!
Good shit.
As much as I love that narrator, he's got nothing on Peter Cullen.
Oh,
No offense to
yeah.
him. Toonami has a special Dragon Ball Z Kai Power Hour mini marathon showcasing 2 brand new episodes back to back on May 21st, 2016, going through the Imperfect Cell stuff.
Let me see if I...
Well, look.
What's better than 1 episode of Dragon Ball Z Kai? 2 new episodes of Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Whole planet could be in danger. Where you see a threat, I see a challenge.
Toonami's doubling down, letting Z fighters go blow for blow, back to back.
That sounds insane. Guess we're gonna have a real fight on our hands this time, huh?
The Dragon Ball Z Kai Power Hour starts next Saturday at midnight.
If Super Saiyan's not enough, I'll go beyond.
Better start training.
On December 31st, 2016, Dragon Ball Z Kai airs yet another marathon going through the Gohan versus Cell fight. I think that was dud. Oh.
Oh, well.
Saturday
Here, change it to 360. I think 360 might work.
night, we're ringing in the new year right with a full night of DBZ Kai back
Probably.
to back to back.
Sorry, Gohan.
Vegeta just apologized. It's because he knows we've lost.
Come on, nothing we do is gonna stop this guy. I've never felt more helpless. Is this really how?
That's how I feel about the Wi-Fi.
Check out the New Year's Eve marathon of DBZ Kai. Saturday, starting at midnight.
Dragon Ball Z in 2017. On January 7th, 2017, Toonami begins airing Dragon Ball Z Kai, the final chapters, which was the Buu saga of Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Which is different.
Have you heard yet?
Which is different.
Yes, which the final chapters actually is the international version of the show. If you watch the original Dragon Ball Kai Buu saga in Japan, it was different. When they made it international for the final chapters, they actually added a lot of episodes, a lot of scenes, a lot of dialogue was different. So this one actually added a lot of stuff. But this is the premiere of the final chapters.
Word on the street is that a brand new superhero popped up in town yesterday. Some call me a hero. We need help, ASAP! Others? Oh, I'm right there! Who is this Frank? I am he who loves justice above all else. He's done it again! I am Prince Saiyaman! What's the story behind that outlandish costume? What? When was the last time you trained? Just because things are peaceful now lot of intensive training. It can take some time. What?
Continue the story with us. DBZ Kai, the final chapters. Premiere January 7th at midnight.
Kids these days.
On the same day, January 7th, 2017, Toonami also premiered Dragon Ball Super.
You know, as soon as I leave, it's almost like as soon as I
Look at
leave.
it. Look at it.
Let me see.
I'm proud to say world peace on Earth is now officially permanentized.
Do you really think you have to keep training?
Why the groin shot, though?
Majin Buu is ridiculously strong. And you never know. One day, someone even stronger could show up. So I gotta keep training to keep you guys safe.
Another planet has been decimated. Just what could be happening out there?
This is bad. Horribly, horribly bad.
Lord Beerus the Destroyer has awoken.
You see him clearly. The ultimate fighter. His power will keep me suitably entertained.
What's going on?
You've waited long enough. And now the time is come. Toonami is proud to present Dragon Ball Super. Premiering January 7th at 11:30. I will find him. This Super Saiyan
On September 2nd, 2017, Toonami airs a Dragon Ball Z Kai, the final chapters marathon for Labor Day.
That massive energy.
I never felt anything like it!
So much power on display.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating the holiday with a Super Saiyan Smackdown. Toonami's running 8 episodes of Dragon Ball Z Kai in a row.
Yes! I've dreamt of this day forever.
So fire up the barbecue and come binge on Boo.
How am I supposed to put down this invincible monster?
The Dragon Ball Z Kai Marathon, next Saturday at 11.
To celebrate Thanksgiving, Toonami had yet another Dragon Ball Z Kai, the final chapters marathon on November 25th, 2017.
Okay, let's begin, Majin Buu.
That cold-blooded bastard! No, can't!
Buu will eat every citizen of this town unless the 3 named Piccolo, Trunks, and Goten surrender immediately.
He's got no heart at all. He'll pay. I'll make him pay.
Come out, wherever you are.
The Dragon Ball Z Kai Marathon, next Saturday at 11. Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
For a fun side note, in 2011, Dragon Ball Z Kai, the original, did air on Cartoon Network, just not here. It did air in Latin America. And for those of you who remember the Nudes era, I believe we got it in, I want to say 2008. They actually still had the Nudes era in 2011. Dragon Ball Super has its first marathon on December 30th, 2017, going through the Universe 6 tournament arc.
2017 is ending, and the gods of destruction are ready to party. To celebrate, we're rolling out our best fighters for a knockdown, drag-out Dragon Ball Super Marathon. That's 5.5 hours of volcanic universe versus universe action.
Don't worry, he's breathing.
The Dragon Ball Super Destroys 2017 Marathon starts next Saturday at 10:30.
I cannot wait, man!
To the winner goes the spoils.
You're not upset, are you?
Dragon Ball Z in 2018. Dragon Ball Super has its second marathon in Toonami, airing on December 22nd, 2018, as all of the Z Fighters prepare for the Tournament of Power.
Next Saturday night, we're giving you a a chance to catch up on all the showdowns?
What are you waiting for? Power up!
All the throwdowns, and all the beatdowns. Back to back to back.
All those guys fighting in one place at one time?
It's the Toonami Holiday Dragon Ball Super Marathon. Next Saturday night from 9 to 4.
Wowie! Double wowie!
Time to see who's been naughty or nice. Only Toonami.
Now we've got a really big slide coming up. Are y'all prepared for this? Cartoon Network in 2013 to 2018. Teen Titans Go airs. A lot.
No, not enough.
Almost painstakingly as much. So now Dragon Ball Z in 2019 and beyond. Dragon Ball Super continues to air on Adult Swim Toonami. My predictions for the future are that when Super airs its final episode, they will air reruns of Super and perhaps a premiere of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, which is coming out, I believe, on the 16th of this month. Perhaps they will also air reruns of the older Dragon Ball Z movies while they wait for more Super episodes to come out, which should hopefully be soon. I just want to give a special thanks to the following people. Blackenfist, who's right here with me. Tapes from the Crypt, thank you so much. Good Bill, Captain Bizarre, and my friend Monsters Review. And of course, my friend Brent Busby. So, I was expecting for a lot more videos to play, so we have a lot more time. So if anybody wants to discuss anything, or if we could maybe get some of these other ones to play, which perhaps. If anybody has any questions or anything.
So like around 2000, 2001,
Right.
you could go to the Toonami website, you could, before YouTube on, you could watch videos of Dragon Ball. But for me, being on dial-up, it was like click play on a very small, like
Pixelated window, yeah.
Wait 10 minutes, and then I could watch 5 minutes of an episode, and you could go. It was in the middle of the Namek saga, so it was pretty painstaking.
And it was only clips, right? It was just short clips, like short 5-minute clips?
Yeah, but you could watch an entire episode. You just have to load
Really?
5-minute increments.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that. I knew about Toonami Jetstream, but I didn't know. You never heard of Toonami Jetstream? That was That was when they had it for a little bit before Toonami got canceled, but it actually ran for a little bit after Toonami got canceled, and they still had. I believe they still had episodes of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z on there, but those did end up getting taken off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, the Dragon Ball Z episodes, they didn't do the uncut Funimation cast version. They did the original Ocean cast versions of Z.
On Toonami Jetstream?
Yeah.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, because I used to watch Toonami Jetstream. They just had the Ocean cast.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fun fact, when it changed to Tom in like 99, it was
You're
like
right.
June or something, I was like super young, and I asked my parents if I could stay up because I saw Dragon Ball Z was coming on at midnight.
Yeah.
And so that intro played, and Tom walked out, and I was like, what the heck, because Moltar
Right.
was on, and I was just like, I guess they're doing this weird Saturday night thing, and then Monday came around, I was expecting to see Moltar, and it was Tom.
It's still Tom.
So I literally saw the first Tom.
They never did explain exactly what happened to Moltar, did they? I think maybe in like a comic or something, but as far as... Yes.
Do you remember when the change between Ocean Blood and Funimation happened in Toonami? When was that switch between the...
The year, it was in 99. Yeah.
Z-Day.
Yeah, Z-Day. When they premiered episodes 53 and 54. That was when Funimation took over. Yes.
I just want to know, what were your thoughts about the Toonami special they did? Are saying like rest in peace to Moltar when his voice actor died?
Oh, yeah. I actually didn't watch that, believe it or not. I had a lot of people sending it to me. And I want to say I saw clips, but I don't think I saw the full thing. I haven't seen any of the newest lockdown stuff either, or the intruder stuff. I saw the old stuff, but I haven't seen any of the new ones. Why? Did anything like...
They just had they showed like small like snippets of him, like they used like old clips of Moltar, like saying, "Oh, what's up, Tommy Faithful," but then like they lost transmission. So
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
I see Paul and Tom's like silent, like say, "Let me be my friend."
Yeah, and he was actually on a couple episodes of Space Ghost Coast to Coast, I believe. They did an interview with him, even though it was Moltar, but they did it with the voice actor on the little mini TV on Space Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I heard when they aired Broly on Cartoon Network, and the original DVD release had licensed bands on it. Did they play the version with the licensed band
On TV?
On TV?
Yeah, I believe they did, because even the DVD had an edited. Believe it or not, the DVD. I'm sure you know this, Ryan. Oh, this is my favorite one. But when the DVDs came out, they had an edited and an uncut release. And I have the edited one. It still has the. But I don't know if it has them. I don't think it has the. I know it has the songs. I don't think it has the songs uncut because I know there's one song that is like something about going through my shit or something like that. So I'm sure that wouldn't be on there. But
all the broadcasts of like Bardock, Father of Goku, History of Trunks, Lord Slug that had the band music, they always had that music in there from what I remember. They never took it out. So I'm assuming that. So
I kept hearing online they took them out for some reason, but
I recently with modern Tsunami.
Oh, really?
Like they're back to the Kikuchi score.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
yes.
Did you know the real reason why Dragon Ball Z now comes on every Saturday?
Well, because it took over. Toonami took over Adult Swim's original anime block. And their anime block has always been, for whatever reason, only on Saturday nights. There's been talk of maybe extending that because of Toonami's recent popularity, but I guess Adult Swim is maybe just they don't want to give that much time to, Dragon Ball Super or, Naruto or Attack on Titan, whatever's on there right now. Because Family Guy makes them a lot of money and a lot of their other shows. So I guess they are afraid to put too much faith into it. I think that's why it only airs on Saturdays.
Also, I think the other reason is because every Saturday that we have here in America, in Japan it'll be Sunday, and usually kids are off of school on Sunday. So when it's their 7 p.m. They'll be watching Dragon Ball on Sunday, Dragon Ball Super, and then in our 7 p.m. we'll be watching Dragon Ball Super, but on a whole different episode.
You mean in the morning in Japan?
Yeah,
because it airs at 7 a.m. on Sundays.
Yeah, and 7 p.m. for us. 7 p.m. for us on Saturdays because Saturday for us is Sunday for them.
Exactly. I wonder if they did that on purpose. Actually, it could have been. Anybody else got a question?
So, Don LaFontaine or Peter Cullen?
Oh, Peter Cullen.
Yeah.
That guy's just a legend. I wish they brought him back for current Toonami, but I think maybe he costs too much.
Don LaFontaine actually did do some cartoon theater and Toonami promos, and of course he's a legend in his own right. He was the biggest voice when he was in his time. But personally, for me, I grew up watching Peter Cullen, and even though Don LaFontaine, I heard him on the cartoon theater presents Balto. That was Don LaFontaine.
Would you rather have Don LaFontaine or Peter Cullen doing Transformers Armada promos?
Oh no, come on.
Yeah.
That's not.
What was y'all's favorite Toonami marathon? Because there's tons. Yes.
I think it'd probably be the Attack on Titan season 2 marathon, where just one Saturday was dedicated from 12 to 4 of just only Attack on Titan.
Only Attack on Titan?
Mainly Attack on Titan. You have that big Family Guy usually at 10.
Right.
10:30 p.m. 9:30 p.m. And it's okay, so we're doing this now.
See, I'm actually not too big on Attack on Titan. I finally checked it out, I want to say a couple months ago, because everybody was telling me to check it out. And I got 13 episodes in, and I just stopped. Not because it was bad, but because I had people telling me for years that this was the greatest show on the planet. And I was like, man, that is the most okay show I think I've ever seen.
You get hyped up about something like that.
Yeah. It just,
Mine's way better.
Is it? I've heard, yeah. That's how you feel about what?
That's how I felt about
Tokyo Ghoul?
Yeah.
That's another one I've heard a lot about, but I haven't checked out yet.
So I heard Blackenfist answer on this, but what was your favorite Toonami character promo for Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, they're all so freaking quotable. I think the Vegeta one, even though really I don't like Vegeta as a character too much, I just think the Vegeta one is just so iconic. His Super Saiyan, Chris Sabbath's old Super Saiyan yell at the end is it always gets stuck in my head only Toonami. It just goes in my head.
Chris could scream better back then.
There's a debate for another day.
He can act better now, but he scrammed better back then.
All right. Yes.
So I'd probably say one of my favorite Toonami promos is for Toonami itself. Remember when it was when a boy has a right to dream? And just,
oh yes.
That was my favorite one. I'm like, oh my God, this is speaking to me because I was a kid.
That was what I loved about Toonami, is that it literally, like you said, it spoke to you. Like it did something that I've made videos about this on my channel for a long time. But what Cartoon Network, some of their advertising tactics, and what Toonami did is they spoke a language to kids that TV just doesn't understand these days.
Does anybody remember the Mad Rhetoric promo? The Mad Rhetoric, where they would just mash up a bunch of like the shows that they were currently airing with a bunch of audio. It was like brilliant editing. The song was perfect. I mean, the editing sensibilities of the guys that were on like working on Toonami, I think, were amazing. I think that's definitely one of the things that like prime examples of it. But yeah, as a kid, I was watching like just the promos, like Mad Rhetoric, like Advanced Robotics, or the Dreams one, and I was entranced. I was just like, I didn't know. And the thing is like a lot of this stuff was just so weird because it was like I was used to watching like Powerpuff Girls, and that was great. But just watching all this stuff was so weird. Like looking at it and like being beamed all in the way that Toonami would edit it all together. It was great. Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah, seeing those Toonami promos of Powerpuff Girls was one of the most trippiest things, because you're used to seeing it on Cartoon Network, and then all of a sudden you get Toonami, and you get Steve Bloom's voice and Peter Cullen's epic voice over like even though I like Powerpuff Girls, it's a girl show, you know. So you got the epic Peter Cullen like only Toonami, and it's just like Powerpuff Girls like yeah, you know, like.
There was a my brother and I both remember it very clearly, but there was a promo with Cell that had like this really creepy music in the background, and you see him slowly walking in as they introduce him. We can't find that for the life of us.
Really, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. It was a promo for the Imperfect Cell VHS DVD release.
You can find it on YouTube.
Yeah, I can actually probably send it to you after the panel. Yeah, the only reason why I know that is because I like to collect a lot of the older Dragon Ball Z media, and it's on almost like every DVD or VHS. I've seen it like 100 times, so I could definitely send it to you. It's one of my favorites also. Oh yeah, like we were talking about that the other day, about how one of the scariest scenes is when Imperfect Cell just starts sucking up that guy, and even his skin goes away. It's like they just leave behind the clothes. So we've got. Huh?
You want to wrap up?
We've got about 5 minutes. We got about 5 minutes. So if anybody else wanted to add anything, or yes.
You Blackenfist, did you interview Bruce Faulkner?
Yes, I am the guy who interviewed Bruce Faulkner. Yes.
Do you know why Bruce Faulkner's not doing any Dragon Ball related stuff anymore?
All right. Basically, you know, that was a different era in anime dubbing. Okay. Now, you know, Funimation, even if they maybe had a better relationship with Faulkner, because I don't know if you know, but Faulkner Productions and Funimation didn't leave on good terms. Yeah. All right, there was a lot of nastiness, whatever. But even if they left on good terms, I think the way that Funimation does things now, they want to be more faithful to the Japanese nowadays, so they probably wouldn't bring Faulkner back or anyone like that. Now, I'm a guy who always loved the dubs. I still love the dubs. I still like the Faulkner soundtrack. And even some of the stuff that Mark Menza and Nathan Johnson did. So if it was up to me, you know, maybe the purists would get mad. But if it was up to me, I would love for like Funimation to bring back somebody like Nathan Johnson and just put it on the DVDs, because you'll have the original Japanese on the home release anyway. So if you can watch it like that, to me, it's just more the merrier. Yeah. So I mean,
I don't know what it is, but Bruce Faulkner, like some of the themes with different characters, kind of like spoke to the characters, like for instance, Rich Cell's theme or like Vegeta's theme. Like you don't only see that in Super. I don't only feel like the atmosphere that's of Dragon Ball.
That's actually something that I always say, because you know, in the circles I run, the Japanese is supreme, and Kinkuchi's great. He's probably the one that captures the essence of Dragon Ball in musical form the best, in my opinion. But you know, I think the Japanese fans can be very dismissive of the Faulkner soundtrack, and that's fine. But I always try to say, I think the reason that it has resonated so much, and they try to brush it off as nostalgia. Perhaps, sure, it is a lot of nostalgia, but I do think that Faulkner did capture something. So the guys who worked on it was just not Faulkner, but the guys who worked on that soundtrack, they captured something of Dragon Ball. I think that's why it has stuck so long, this long, and there's even fans that didn't grow up with it that actually went back and went back to the Falconer soundtrack and said, you know what, this, it's different. They don't think it's the best, maybe not like us, but they still appreciate it. So I always get a kick out of that.
Cell is a lot creepier with that music.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When they slow it down.
Yeah.
And then you get Perfect Cell's theme, which is just like that techno, like it's been remixed all over the internet like 100 times. Of course, it's perfect. Yes.
Oh, which one has the biggest fan base? Trunks or Sasuke?
Oh my God, that's like comparing Hot Topic to Spencer's. I would say Trunks just because it's a show that's been around longer.
Who's Hot Topic and who's Spencer's?
Trunks is Hot Topic because he's edgy, but he's not too edgy. Sasuke is Spencer's because he's edgy over the edge, and then in the back part of the store, you've got all those inappropriate things. So that's what I would say. All right. Well, we got 1 minute. So I want to thank everybody for coming to the panel. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys did too, for taking this trip down memory lane with me. That's what I love to do almost every day. I love to just wake up and just watch some good old Peter Cullen and Steve Bloom and whatever else. So I hope you guys will continue to live on the legacy of Toonami, and I hope you guys enjoyed the panel. Thank you guys so much.